Hi everybody and welcome back to Borderlines today. So today I thought I'd speak about how many people are coming on holiday to the UK from abroad, because currently over the last couple of years around about 86.2 million people are coming from the UK and are travelling abroad. And I know a lot of you are going to be thinking 86.2 million, that can't be right. Population isn't that, which you're correct by. So some of these, it's going to be people having more than one holiday. I know one particular person who's on my Facebook. She goes on holiday about 4 times a year. So some people, they could be having multiple holidays, because the population I think is around about 70 million in the UK at the moment. But there are about 86.2 million trips abroad of UK citizens going on holiday abroad, wherever it might be somewhere in Europe, might be in the Orient, Australia, America, wherever. That's what they're doing. So we thought we'd take a look at what the figures look like for people coming into this country. In a way, when I looked at the top 10 nations, I was actually slightly surprised. And this is the reason why, because we've taken a look at how many are coming and how much money they're spending. And when I look at how much they spend, I think, you cheapskates. You come to our country and you barely spend a bloody penny, but expect us to spend plenty of money going to you. So, number one, the most visitors of any country to the UK as things stands, believe it or not, is the US of A, with over 5 million visitors every year, and they spend approximately 6.3 billion pounds over here. That's ridiculous. It's way ahead of any other country in the world for how much they spend whilst they're here. So obviously in America, they're earning too much money, way too much money, but I've got no problem with them spending their money. Maybe they can come and spend money on me. I wouldn't mind that too much. Now, the country that comes in second is our good friends over the other side of the channel that do a lousy job at stopping people coming across the channel, which is our good friends from France. And as I've just had a dig about money, this was the country I was on about. Now, they have just over 3.1 million visitors from France coming over every year, but they only spend 1.6 billion. America is spending nearly 4 times the amount of money that the French do. Now, the argument you could put forward is only the other side of the channel, and they could easily come every year or a couple of times a year or whatever, where for Americans it's not quite so much, because it's a big trip. You know, it's no different. You know, my daughter keeps on asking me to take her to Disneyland in Orlando, whatever it is. You know, all the time she's asking me to take her there because she wants to go and see all the princesses. Ain't gonna happen. I can't afford it. You know, I'm probably looking at 10 grand plus to take all my kids. I've got 5 young children that live with me, plus a couple that don't live with me as well. So there's no way I can afford to take them that. So, you know, going to America isn't a cheap trip, and it'll probably be the same for them. So from that point of view, I can understand them spending a lot of money. Now, coming in at third place, but spending more money, good on them, is our good friends from Germany, where we have 2.96 million visitors, spending a total of 1.8 billion. Okay. Then in fourth place, we have the Republic of Ireland at 2.89 million, spending even less money at 1.2 billion. Won't hold it against them. Then we got Spain that come in fifth, considering they're the number one destination for Brits to go to, but they're not number one destination for us to come to our country, where you have 2.2 million coming, spending 1.1 billion pounds into our economy every single year. Now the Netherlands spend exactly the same amount, but slightly less at 1.9 million. Now we're going to start getting into slightly smaller numbers, where we've got Italy at 1.7 million, not even spending a billion, cheapskates. Poland at 1.6 million, and then at 9th place we've got Australia. And I suppose you could put the same argument for Australia as America. So for Australia and America, coming to the UK cannot actually be seen as a trip of a lifetime. You know, it's not like they can go and do it every year, not unless they've got a lot of money and they've got highly paid jobs. You know, maybe they're working in the city, something like that, you know, where high powered, earn a lot of money, where they can arguably maybe do it more often. So for Australia, it's 1.1 million visitors, but they're spending 1.6 billion. Okay, so if you consider Germany's only at 1.8 billion, and they have twice the amount of visitors. France at 1.6 billion, and they have nearly 3 times the amount of visitors coming to the UK. So it is quite ironic how much money Australians are actually spending on their visits. But saying that, Canada has 1 million visitors, but they don't even spend 1 billion. They're only spending 970 million. So it's quite ironic how much they're actually spending of the top 10 countries that are actually coming to the UK. And then comes into the argument, where are people going? Because the reality is, around about half of all visitors go to one place and one place only, and that's London. Approximately about between 40 and 50% of all visitors do go to London, which I can understand to a certain degree, because if you're coming from Canada, Australia and America, you're going to be flying into London, and they are going to be fascinated with the royal family, the way our parliamentary system works. So you've got Buckingham Palace there, you've got Big Ben there, you've got the House of Parliament 10 Downing Street. They're going to know about the Tower of London. Not enough people killed there, personally, a lot of people would say. You know, you've got the West End, you've got Chinatown, you've got all these things that are known historically and are world famous. So they're going to stay here, but not everybody does. So I thought I'd have a look where else they're going. So I've only got the top 4 I'm going to do, because I did the top 10 the other day, and I'm not going to go through them all again. You can watch them on another video, which came out on Friday, which is Edinburgh comes in at number 1 after London with 2.3 million visitors. Now, a lot of people would say to me, yeah, but that's because of the history of the castle. You've got Edinburgh Castle there. You've got a famous university there. So I think St Andrews. Okay. And then obviously all the celebrations that they have to do with New Year and lots of other festivals that go on in Edinburgh throughout the year. Now, number 2, which I said in the previous video, surprises me. Well, actually 2, 3 and 4 surprised me, because at the time when I did it, I thought you'd have places like York, maybe Bath or Bristol, but they're much further down the order. You know, these historic places, you know, like Cambridge as well, because of the Cambridge University and the boat races that they do. I thought they would be much higher, but it's not. Manchester comes in second at 1.7 million. Birmingham, which I've been to Birmingham before, admittedly for when I cut through there to go fishing, whether I'm going fishing on the Trent or the Severn, okay, which has just under 1 million. I do not know why they go to Birmingham. Maybe they want to go to the football and go and see, like Aston Villa or Birmingham City. Maybe not. But, Birmingham is well known for its music and everything. The likes of Ozzy Osbourne came from there, and Black Sabbath, Judas Priest. My favourite band, Ocean Colour Scene, well known for coming around there. And then at fourth, you got Liverpool. So it is quite surprising where a lot of these people are coming from. There's the argument for Liverpool. There is a lot of history to do with it, especially going back to Victorian times, Beatles at the end of the day and all of that. So there is that argument to it. So let me know, is there anything in there that surprises you? What do you actually think of those figures? But for now, thanks for watching. If you are new to the channel, please do subscribe. Would appreciate it. But for now, thanks for watching, and we'll speak to you all again a bit later.